practicing it for a few years.
Well,
I'd love to say I'm
Lord,
perfect.
can I educate you? And you want me to show you who your daddy is? An ignorant, dumb fool that went on Reddit in 2000, I think 2007. I gotta look it up. I'll look it up. 2007, he read an article from 2003 and created that stupid shit. He just see the thing is that.
Oh, hold on. Let me just say this. Let me just say this.
Do the history on it. I'm just being honest with you.
All right, look.
No fap.
Maybe all I know is this. So, okay. As I understand, semen retention has been practiced for thousands of years, whatever. I would just say this. When I personally do it, I notice a few things. Number one, I'm more creative. Number one, I'm more driven. Number two, yeah, but bro, like you can't just do that. Like,
I'm sorry, it's just funny.
Like that's my experience.
Because I jerk
like,
off.
Bro, that's literally my experience.
No, I just think it just sounds funny.
Crazy. This is crazy.
That's what I experienced.
So are you saying that you can't be creative without?
When I do it, I notice I'm more driven. I'm more creative. My brain works a lot better. I've got more drive and fire inside me. Like that's it.
So if you jerked off, it wouldn't be the case.
Yeah, it drops. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, no,
like
Mr. Brown, no, Mr. Brown. Look, I've been fucking since I've been 13 and shit, and I have not dropped off. But Mr. Brown, this is all I'm saying. I respect that you're doing it, nor will I judge you for doing it. But what I have a problem is if you ever tell anybody not to do it, that's where I have the problem. Because you have no right to tell somebody what to do with their dick, and that to me,
but I ain't doing that.
Well, no, but
we're just having a conversation.
If you do it, that's fine. Because I mean, again, I've been doing that for a long, long time, and I have a lot of success and everything. And I'm not gonna stop jerking off. Why would I do that?
Could you tell us about that when you were 13 thing, or
what do you mean?
I'll say this, just to have a fair test.
Yeah.
Try not doing it for 2 weeks.
Why not? Why? I love me and my
because maybe there's truth to what I'm saying.
Listen, I actually didn't jerk off for 2 weeks and nothing changed. It was the same, but it's what I'm saying, because I've always been driven, so I couldn't tell the difference. You see what I'm saying? Like it's been the same thing. Like I never had. So I think what happens is a lot of guys, they trick themselves into thinking that that's what it is, because you need a reason behind it so you don't feel like you're wasting your time. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm like, well, I'm not jerking off and that made me more creative, right? Then what happens is that you're attaching whatever creativity you've done while you wasn't jerking off or doing semen retention to semen retention.
That's being overly simplistic. It's like,
no, but that's how simple it is.
No, but like what I'm saying, life's a holistic thing. Like my brain works better when I drink water.
But that's
like, my brain works better when I meditate. There's like a number of things that you can do. So you know what I mean? It's not like it's not like, oh, I need to do semen retention. And semen retention is going to do all of these things. I'm just saying that from what I have read and also from my own experience, I have noticed certain effects from doing it.
But hey, I mean, listen, everybody got to do what they feel they need to do.
Just don't leave the kids alone. Yeah, leave the kids alone. That's all I'm saying. Do what works for you, but leave the kids alone.
And Karen, the reason why we're saying this is because a lot of these guys are looking for a reason to stay a loser. And what I mean by that is most guys, when they talk about semen retention, they only talk about it in the sense of I'm not jerking off or having sex. But this is the key, though. They were never having sex.
I'm not an incel. I'm a semen retention.
You know what I will say?
So this is what happens. So because they've never been having sex, they have an excuse now to not have sex.
I'm gonna disagree with you, but I'm gonna make a point that you might like, which is this. I have noticed that a lot of men who are into semen retention, it's like they're doing it to get women. So if you see videos, you'll see people talking about how it increases your magnetism,
your aura,
and more women. Your aura. Yeah. So weirdly, they're not having sex with women to get women to want to have sex with them.
And that's the problem.
Which I think is wild.
Right.
That's what I personally think is wild.
Yeah, right. and that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is a lot of times, this is the thing. What I'm saying is most guys are doing something because they don't think they have the strength within to do it without doing the something. And what I'm saying is anything that you want to do, you can just do it. You don't need the excuse. So what I'm saying is that whether it's semen retention, whether it's, going your own way, whether it's passport broing, whatever the hell it is, It's something that guys are doing, or, you know, looks, money, status, high value, whatever. Anything that guys are doing or gravitating to so that they don't actually have to look at themselves. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have a guy who may, let's say, for example, is lazy. And he says, man, you know, maybe I'm lazy because I'm jerking off too much. So let me stop jerking off and then maybe I'll not be lazy. And it's like, no, nigga, just don't be lazy.
But here's the thing. If you got a guy who's jerking off a lot, right? Yeah. Why is he jerking off? He's usually jerking off because there's some emotion he doesn't want to feel. There's something he wants to distract himself from. And that's what he's doing. That's what he's running from with the jerking off. Now, hold on. When that man stops doing it, now all of a sudden the times, just like a man who's like, I don't know, he likes to drink or he likes to smoke or something, the times when he would like to drink or smoke or when he would like to jerk off, he's now not letting himself do it. And that's very painful because he now has to face the reason why he was always looking at porn or doing whatever the hell he was doing.
There's nothing wrong.
So but how does that change? How does that change anything though?
Because then he has to deal with it. He either has to face the pain or actually deal with whatever that issue is.
No.
So but this is what I'm saying. He's not dealing with the issue either way. Because if you're this is what I'm saying. Like what I'm saying is him not jerking off is not going to deal with whatever issue he had. He's just now not jerking off. The issue's still there. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, like, yes and no. Like, yes, in the sense of now he's just not jerking off. Yes, but that thought is going to be playing in his brain now. And it's harder to not do the thing when you actually get rid of the thing that you were using to cope for that thing. When you
right, but the fact that he's thinking about it means he might as well be doing it. So it's in his mind now. So he's still occupied with the idea. So it's the same as him actually doing the action anyway.
No, it is not though. It's like it is. I'll give you an example from my life. Right. So I don't know, this was like 15 years ago or something like this. I was terrible with money at the time. I'm at home, I'm at my parents' house. I'm just like sitting on bed. And I was doing basically everything that I've been just kind of talking about here. I was trying to distract myself with various shit, yeah? And I was like on Netflix or YouTube. I can't remember what the hell I was doing. And then at some point I was like, nah, like, let me just put this down and just see like what the hell's actually going on. I'm going to start running. So I put down whatever the hell I was doing, something on my laptop or my iPad. I put it down, I sat down, and then it just hit me like a bolt of thunder. I was like, I am unhappy because I'm terrible with money. That thought just slammed straight into my brain. When that thought slammed into my brain, all of a sudden I was like, I've got to deal with this. And then I turned into a demon. I started downloading financial management apps and figuring out what I could do to transform my situation. And what I'm basically saying is, that's the kind of shit that happens. That's why, like, when people meditate, people go on like silent meditation retreats for like a week, and they freak the hell out because for like 1 week they can do nothing but sit alone with themselves. But by the end of that week, they radiate a different aura because they overcome all their shit. And people are like, whoa, bro, what happened to you? What happened to who is this new person?
But it's like, not a new person.
I spent a week facing my darkness.
But the biggest
no, it's not. It's not actually a new person. It's a revealing of who they truly were at the core. But to the person observing from the outside, it's a new person because they didn't know that version of you.
Most of these guys are doing this stuff for and about women, and that's the fucking problem. If anything you're doing is at the end result of a woman or to get women, it is bad for you. I'm not talking about you wanting to be a financial person. I'm saying these young men are told not to jerk off because a woman's going to see their aura and they're going to see that, wow, you're a sexually attractive guy because you know how to have dick control, I guess, whatever that stupid shit they tell these fucking kids. But I'm saying all that no fap, be on your purpose, money, looks, maxing, everything, if it's at the base core women, because the common name is going to be women, it's a bad thing.
But see, this is the thing, and this is what I wanted to say real quick, because what you got to understand is I understand what you're saying, Karen, but the problem is this: whatever you renounce, you're tied to. So, meaning, for example, these are these guys who will call themselves MGTOW, right? So this stands for men going their own way. What are they going their own way from? Women. So as long as you are a MGTOW, you are tying yourself to women. You understand what I'm saying? Because your whole movement is based on you going away from them, which means that you need women in order for your movement to even fucking make sense. You see what I'm saying?
Can I steal man your argument then? So what I think you're basically trying to say is this. Stop me if I'm wrong. let's say we have a man who's an alcoholic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you are basically saying that if that man gives up alcohol, he's connected to alcohol because he's actively trying to give up alcohol. Whereas what he wants to do is change his identity to not even being an alcoholic. So it's like he's forgotten that he had any desire for alcohol at all. So he's not particularly going towards alcohol or away from it. He's just a different person. And this new person is now not an alcoholic. Whereas before, if he's actually giving up alcohol, he's still kind of tied to it on some psychological
level. Because he's not, because because in order for him to give it up, right, he actually has to be a whole new person. So what I'm saying is that by just running away from the alcohol, you're still like saying, I'm not going to drink any more alcohol. You're not going to be able to not do it because your mind is still going to be on alcohol. You have to become a different person to realize that you don't need the alcohol like you thought you did. Because the reason why you think you need it is because there's something inside you that is tied to that makes you think that you need that for something. And so what I'm saying is a lot of it.
I agree with that.
Right. So what I'm saying is that in your situation where you was talking about where you stopped, I guess, distracting yourself with the things and wanted to make more money, which is cool because, hey, you did what you got to do. What I'm saying, though, is that it's not about you. I say that because you said you put down the fucking iPad and all this stuff. Do you still use iPads?
Yeah.
Right, because you still you always want to use iPads. So why are you denying yourself what you want to try to get over this thing when you can actually get through that thing and still do what you want?
What I'm saying is this. The denial of I'm not saying that a person shouldn't try and change their identity. Of course they should. Everything that you're saying, I actually agree with. What I'm basically getting at is when you stop the behavior, whatever that is, that will bring up things that you weren't aware of. So whatever it is, like for instance, with me and the money, the reason why I brought that up is because in that moment, I had no idea that I was bothered about money. I had no idea at all. If you'd have spoken to me 5 minutes earlier and said, hey, how do you feel about money? I'd be like, yeah, I think I'm all right, I guess. It was when I actually removed the thing that I used to distract myself that the thought came to the forefront. And that's what I'm basically saying. I'm not necessarily saying that that's all they need to do. I'm saying that by doing that, it reveals things about themselves that people aren't always aware of.
Right. And the reason why that happens, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying the reason why that happens is because you're already in a perpetual state of trying to distract yourself from the issue, because the issue, you already know the issue. The issue didn't just pop up. The issue's been there, but you were distracting yourself subconsciously. So what I'm saying is that a lot of times what happens is that when we're distracting ourselves subconsciously, what we think is that we have to stop doing this thing in order to fix this issue. What I'm saying is you don't have to stop the thing, meaning, so for example, semen retention or jerking off, you don't have to stop jerking off to be creative. You can just be creative. The illusion is I have to stop this thing and that made me more creative. That's the illusion, because what happens is that now what you're saying is that you are not in control of you and your decisions and how you do things. You need to make sure that this is in place here, and then I can do, you see what I'm saying?
I'm going to throw something in here. Hang on. You can use me as an example. I haven't had alcohol for more than 5 years, nearly 6 years. I was at a party this morning. I'm not kidding. This morning, I went after midnight. And there were people there, especially this one woman. She was offering me beer like every 5 fucking seconds. I just kept saying no, kept saying no. Some people would give in to that peer pressure or stuff like that, but I just don't drink alcohol. Maybe you could justify it. Oh, or I did justify it at first, within the first few weeks or whatever. It's like I just don't want to be sick or whatever. But ultimately, my real reason is I value my brain just being at the default. But if there's anything you want to lead off of what I'm saying there, go for it. But yeah.
No, all I'm saying is a lot of things are distractions to blame things on other things. So it's like, well, I'm not doing what I need to do, or I'm not creative, or I'm not making things happen because of this thing. So I have to stop this thing, then I can make things happen, which is essentially saying it's not my fault, it's the thing. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, what I'll say is, personally, I take more of a holistic approach, because when I said that not jerking off makes me more creative, I believe that, but another thing I didn't say is I'm one of the most creative people on earth anyway. My level of creativity is off the freaking charts. It jerking off or not. Now, so I look at things from a bit more of like a holistic perspective. So when I'm speaking about semen retention, that's more like, if I do this, it will improve my body by X amount. And if I do that, that will improve my body by X amount. But it's not to say that I couldn't do it without, because I spent years jerking off like crazy anyway, and still being one of the most creative human beings to ever grace the face of this earth. However, if I do not jerk off, that creativity is even higher. That's just a fact.
Well,
but anyway, but you know what?
Let's move on to something else.
Let's move on to the next question real quick.
I got one thing I want to say.
There's one thing definitely have to. Okay.
Yeah, we got.
One thing I want to say is, like, I feel like we got off on a bit of a bad foot, but I actually agree with you guys on like 90% of the things that you say. And I think that you guys are really onto something and that you're offering a lot of value.
Yeah, you need to watch our shows.
So, like, I'm actually,
You need to watch our shows. You'll see how creative we are.
Yeah, but we're past that 2 hour mark, guys. So I don't know what you're doing, Ice. What's going on?